Bridges initiative will bounce back. Addressing the nation during his last Jamhuri Day speech, Kenyatta said the history of political turmoil in the country had necessitated firm constitutional changes, which he said he was confident would see the light of day. Tonight, our senior political affairs reporter Murimi Mwangi dissects the president's BBI remark on a day loaded with heavy political undertones.
On the very historic ground where Kenya earned its status as a republic some 57 years ago, President Uhuru Kenyatta led the nation for the last Jamhuri Day celebrations under his tenure, with arguably his shortest speech in the recent past. His message heavy in optimism about bounce back of his push for constitutional amendment.
BBI is just a dream deferred. One day, someday, it will happen. Because just as the country cannot survive ethnic majoritarianism and exclusion, just in the same breath, it cannot survive unfair and skewed representation.
The BBI appeal case is still at the Supreme Court, which will determine its fate. This is the second time in just 2 weeks that the president has exuded optimism at BBI bounce back, which hit a snag in March 2021 when the High Court slammed brakes on the constitutional amendment push, in a verdict subsequently upheld by the appellate court. Only 2 weeks ago, at the State of the Nation address, the president affirmed his hope that the constitutional amendments, as proposed in the BBI, would be actualized someday. Kenyatta using the Jamhuri Day podium to reflect on the country's history of political upheavals after nearly all recent election cycles, to affirm his stand on the necessity and urgency of the amendment to the 2010 Constitution.
In 2007, we ran into another defect in our nation-building project, and we discovered that the politics of exclusion, in which the winner takes all, was not good for our country, and we were bold enough to change our constitution and expand the executive in order to accommodate the excluded.
But it was also a day loaded in heavy undertones and coded political messages. Deputy President William Ruto, who had indirectly criticized the state machinery over what he termed as the citizens' concern of entrenchment of a biased government bureaucracy, was the first to speak before inviting the president, as Kenyatta deviated from the official program to invite Ruto's bitter foe, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, who recently launched his presidential bid, as the last speaker of the ceremony. Both speeches loaded in heavy coded political statements.
We are determined, Your Excellency, as we focus into the future, to ensure that all the institutions are built to create an equal society.
This land had been grabbed, but those land grabbers would not see any open space and stop grabbing them. But we managed to retrieve it back for the benefit of our people, and is going to remain truly Uhuru Gardens.
Tuungane pamoja kazini, kila siku tuwe na shukrani, tukijua kazi ni kazi.
Next to the Western Hotel, which was part of this ground, in Langata Primary School, there are torture chambers which have been preserved by the Museum of Kenya.
The Garden of the People, therefore, is not just a place of remembrance. It was gifted to us as a place where generations shall tell stories of where we have come from, where we are, and indeed where we are going. It is an arena of truth, narrated before God, verified by history.
And with a pledge to revive the constitutional amendment debate, the president summed up his last Jamhuri Day address, taking stock of his administration's legacy as his potential successors prepare for next.
Right, and in what appears like an early Christmas gift to overburdened Kenyans, President Uhuru Kenyatta has announced a reduction in the